Yeah, that's how people have sex. Listen, I've been a couple lock-ins, and I'm not gonna lie. That's when I got it in.
I mean, you know, that's what happens during
When
lockdown.
you think everybody sleeping in one sleeping bag is going like this.
Hello. Welcome to Mass Debaters. My name is DeAndre Robinson, and first things first, free Paul Pierce. I said it, free Paul Pierce. And these are my friends. Say hello, friends.
What's up, people? It's Evan Hamataki, and I know you noticed that CJ's big ugly ass ain't here. So on behalf of CJ, I'm Evan Hamataki, aka Throat Doctor.
Hey guys, it's your girl Cam. I'm okay with letting Paul Pierce out quietly. I don't think we need to be screaming about it. But more importantly, prayers up for DMX and his family.
Yes.
Hey, I'm Edgar Lance. Yeah, I'm the guest today, so I'm excited. And yeah, I'm with the free Paul Pierce, but I'm also like really with the pray for DMX because dude, X got to give it to us, man.
Yes. So welcome to Mass Debaters, home of comedic debates. We debated some of the most likely of topics, just like the three topics we have today. First things first, yes, CJ is home resting his body. He has a small procedure, and he'll be back next week. All right. With that being said, we do have Edgar and
Got that dick extension.
All right, so we would like to thank Edgar for taking the spot. And also next week, I'm gonna say right now, Evan has to do some things for his personal life, so he won't be here. But we do get the lovely Tanika Hill next week. Thank you, Tanika. We'll see you. All right. Yes, me and Kim actually know her very, very well. Shout out to the Mills. Topic number one is the best card game. Now, it can't be poker, nor can it be like a trader card game like a Pokemon or Yu-Gi-Oh, because that's going to be another topic for a different day.
I picked Back Alley Bridge. Yeah, so Back Alley Bridge it's super similar to Spades. It's basically like Spades, but every time your trump card can change. So it won't always be the spade. It'll be like whenever cards flipped up. So when you're dealing out, you deal all but the last card. And then the last card, when you flip it over, that's going to be the trump card. Works the same way. You still have, the jokers, the big, the little. But the difference is ace is higher than two. It depends on which way you play. If two is higher than ace. But
first things first, for all the old people watching, they love you right now. Bridge is one of the oldest games alive. For old people who love this game. All right.
I'm probably the oldest person in this little chat.
You definitely are. However, I can't get mad at bridge much. I know how to play bridge. I've been playing bridge with older people for a very, very long time. I learned how to play card games since I was 8 years old, and bridge is one of the card games I was taught. So I actually don't mind this game. However, it can't beat out. So it is a form of, like I said, spades or hearts or stuff like that. However, you want to play hearts on the computer. And that's it. So I don't think it's the best game. However, I actually don't mind it.
Okay. So I pulled up the rules for Back Alley Bridge. Now, Edgar, answer me some questions real quick.
Do it.
Trump changes every hand, right?
Yes, and the version that we played, yes.
You start at 13 and you go down to 1.
Yes.
Do you go back up?
No.
Okay, see, me, my mom, and my wife, and my late stepdad play a version of this game.
Okay.
We call it 13-1, but it's 13-1, 1-13, same premise, and except for the bids being $5, the bids are just 1. You bid 3, you get 30 points because they're worth 10 points apiece.
Oh, okay.
So I actually know a variation of this game.
Okay.
Now that I know about, I kind of fucked up my rankings. So listen, I actually love the version we play because I mean, obviously everyone's gonna have specific versions of games. A game to be later named down the road has multiple variations of it. So I actually really enjoy this version of this game just with the twist that we do where we go, it's 26 hands total instead of just 13. So now that I know exactly what this is, no, I actually do not mind this game at all. It's a game that me and my wife and my mother play almost every week. We play it three-handed, which is much harder now, because obviously my father-in-law passed away. But no, this is actually a great game, and now that I know that it has a name-ish, I'll actually be able to share that with my wife. So
I didn't get to play this because one, I'm alone and I was traveling. But because it's like a variation of Spades, I'm kind of just like, can it be better than something it's kind of like a knockoff of? Like,
shots
because I'm just like,
fired.
now the upside is it sounds like you can kind of like tweak it to play it however you prefer, which is nice. But then like, if there's no definite, like, then it's not necessarily the game that makes it great. It's just what's great is that you can do it however you want.
It's the environment that you play it into, because it's the people
Yeah,
you play
so
it
just
with.
like if
Yeah, I
it's
play
like
with
if
my
it's like getting to choose your toppings versus having to do one specific like it's because the fact that you can play it however you please seems like it's what makes everybody like it.
Before I go to my pick, because my pick was actually said, I won't do my honorable mentions because I do have honorable mentions. This is not honorable mention, but I am going to give love to CJ and pick his pick. Nobody else picked his pick, so I'm going to say his pick. CJ pick was Uno. Uno's a good game. So it is a good game, so I'm going to give love to him. However, my four honorable mentions are Pity Pat.
Never heard of it.
I feel like Pity Pat is an East Coast game. It's an East Coast game. Nobody else
Okay,
here
that makes
heard.
sense. That makes
It's
sense.
East Coast game. So Pity Pat is literally you get 5 cards. You need to make 3 matches. Deuces a wild. That's it. Really, I mean, that's a small description, but it's easy. We just pay Pity Pat for dollars for money all the time. It takes about each game takes about like maybe 3 minutes. All right. Casino. Casino is actually a jail game. It's basically you put cards down, you got to add cards up or matches. Each card is worth as much as they are, as what they said. Each spade is worth 10 points or more, and game goes like 150, 200. It's really hard to explain like once you actually play it, but it's one of my favorite games. It's only two players only play that game. One of my most dangerous games is called Knuckles. Knuckles.
I know Knuckles.
You know Knuckles.
Yeah,
yes.
Man. You believe.
So Knuckles is you get 5 cards and you get 2 chances to take as many red cards out your hand. As many red cards as you have in your hand after 2 chances, that's how many times you get hit with the whole deck. That's how many times you hit Knuckles. You got 5 red cards, and the person can hit you as hard as possible. But it has to be with the deck, though. And my last honorable mention is obviously one of my favorite games of all time is Blackjack. I'm not trying to shoot my own horn, but I'm an okay poker player. However, I am a better Blackjack player.
He literally has said this to me in the chat that he is a better Blackjack player than a poker player.
I am a better Blackjack player than a poker player.
Says the dude who just came up $700 in poker.
I mean, it is what it is. My game is Spades. Hood Spades.
There you go.
Hood Spades.
I was going to ask for clarification.
Yeah.
What does hood spades mean, though?
Can I finish?
I just need a clarification.
So my game is Hood Spades. Joker, Deuce of Diamonds, Deuce of Spades. Okay, those are the 4 biggest cards. Okay, I don't. If you don't play that way, I'm not gonna play with you. There's no way how I'm not playing that other way. That other way is boring because you can't talk shit. So anyway.
You can talk shit, but not as fun.
It's not as fun, no. However, Bridge did come first. Bridge came first. Spades and Hearts is a variant of Bridge.
Gotcha.
I want to make that sure everybody knows that first. However, Spades is better. So that being said, Spades you need always 4 players. You get 13 cards. Like I said, Joker, Deuce is the biggest one. The trump cards are Spades. The thing about Spades is Spades in the East Coast, because a lot of people play Joker Deuce out here. Hood Spades in the East Coast is like playing dominoes in the West Coast. Like it can get real. It can get real. People can get fucked up. like I've been in some battles and wars, over some damn Spades. All right. So you got to know how to bid. You got to know how to play your cards. You can't board talk. You can't like you listen. It gotta and you gotta learn how to talk shit and you gotta learn how to take shit. All right. I love Spades. It builds character. it, it builds character. Right? I love Spades. Shout out to my man Ron Porter, because me and my man Ron Porter had never lost ever. We lost some hands, but we have never lost a whole game. Shout out to my man Ron, and me and Ron can
Because
see.
they be cheating under the table. They be foot tapping and shit. Hey, six. I'm white. I don't play hood spades. I'm sorry. I play with two jokers, yes, but I don't make my deuces wild. So I know how to play spades the white way, apparently. I don't know how to play hood spades.
I never said white way. I said hood way.
Okay, but we all know what you mean. We all know what you mean.
That's
Listen.
no. There's a lot of colored people in the hood.
I actually like spades. Yeah, I haven't played it Joker, Deuce way, but the premise of spades is always the same. It's obviously you take the most books, you have partners, you bid correctly, you don't talk shit if you can't take shit. You can talk shit when you were playing with just two jokers, because trust me, me and my stepdad went rounds like talking shit to each other in that game. No, I like spades. I do. It is something that I've learned to love over the past, say, year and a half, 2 years since we started playing it at our family game nights. Before Brian passed away, obviously, it was probably one of the more popular games because of the fact that it's 4 people. We play it now with 3 people just to fuck around. It's weird because you never know what's in the deck. So, but yeah, no, I enjoy spades.
Spades is almost, and I can't fuck with it. Spades is fucking dope, okay? It's especially when you've perfected, like when you really know how to play and you got a good partner. Be very clear. Probably towards the end, we're not even sitting, okay? We're gonna be standing like this. Let that bitch walk. The shit talking, the table flip, all of that is going to be on 10. And if you are very new, and just don't be offended if we call you a renigger, it's not what you think. Like, the reason why I can't give spades and I can't fuck with it is because of the stigma that you get in the hood if you can't play. You can't let nobody of color know that you can't play spades. Okay? It's a secret that you have to take to your death. So like so much so, I'm pretty sure there are support clubs on TikTok now for people who can't play spades and YouTube videos where they still try to teach you. It's better to not tell people you can't play, like watch the video and try to make it work. Be cautious in the beginning, then open your mouth and say you can't play. First of all, nobody who really can't play is going to want to partner with you, which puts you at a disadvantage. And second of all, yeah, you just can't say that shit. Okay, don't nobody want to hear that when it's time to play spades. If you can't play and you're not ready to just put it all out. You got to jump into the deep end. If you're not ready to do that, go make the drinks. That's a good time to disappear. No one will judge you if you left for alcohol. Okay? What?
Oh, and Joker, Deuce. It's literally just the deuces are wild, but they're not the highest cards.
They're not wild. There's no wild cards.
What I'm saying is they're trump, but they're not the highest trump other than the jokers.
Big Joker, little Joker.
Yeah.
Okay. Diamonds, ace of spades.
So the only difference is the lowest card in the deck is a 3.
Yo, so I really like spades. Obviously, I said back alley bridge, which is a variation. And I actually have played ghetto spades or hood spades, or whatever I call it, because we call it ghetto spades. But when you said hood spades, that was what I called. So let me tell you the difference here with me. When I did it, let me tell you why it scared me, because it was a different level. You're right. I grew up on the East Coast. When you play spades that way, it's a lot different. Like a lot different. First of all, I never played spades where people would get up and start putting $100 bills on books. That was new to me. I was like, whoa, we always played for fun with like coffee cake when I grew up. And so like basically, yeah, like, I mean, it's an awesome game, but I played that. And that's just the one, my only take on that was it scared the shit out of me. I ain't gonna lie to you.
It can get dangerous.
They get mad. And see, like what I didn't know is like I had a partner that I didn't know very well. And so like they got really mad when I did the wrong books. If I said too many or too few, I mean, and it wasn't like I'm just a little mad at you. It was like I was like,
you got heated. So Evan getting next. However, shout out to Amazon Prime, because they have the World Series of Hood Spades on Amazon Prime. If you do want to play Hood Spades or Black Spades on your phone, there's an app called Black Spades.
I only have one honorable mention for this, and it's a game that we recently discovered. We just wanted to find 3-player card games once my father died, and we stumbled upon this game called 99. It's really confusing to explain, but the goal is to not go over the total of 99, or else you lose a poker chip, 3 lives, you're out. It goes really fast. So it's just a personal shout out because me, my wife, and my mom played a lot. But my choice was Rummy. There's a personal story here for the reason why I enjoy this game so much. DeAndre knows this person. Edgar and Cam won't. We used to play poker with this dude called named Jerry, and a guy named Larry. Jerry, we called him the Wizard. Larry was just a donkey, but I love him to death. And they taught me how to play Rummy. For those who don't know, Rummy it's the games of books and runs. As long as your runs are suited, don't try to be like me the first time and throw out 3, 4, 5, 6 of all 4 spades or all 4 suits. That ain't how it works. The goal is just obviously to get the most points. Everything's worth face value, with the exception of the aces that are 15. It's a very personal game for me because I really enjoyed Larry and Jerry, even though they were terrible card players. They were just good people. I always had good conversation with them. Jerry was just an old cranky man, and Larry was just naive. But I'm telling you, they taught me how to play Rummy, and it's just one of my favorite games to play to pass time. Another game we all play on family game night as well.
Okay, so I actually have like a similar reason why I like Rummy. I learned Rummy around age 12, 13. Shout out to my best friend Tasha. Actually at my best friend's house. And it was like the game that her family played, especially like I was really close to her grandmother who passed. And so whenever I think of playing Rummy, I think of her. And so it's like bittersweet. To be honest, I really don't play Rummy no more. Like it was kind of just like, it's not the same, but I do like Rummy. I definitely, when I was younger, was like, oh, okay, this is different. It's a little more challenging. It makes you think a little bit more. You're always strategizing. I love things that make me have to think 10 steps ahead because I'm good at that. And that is how I whoop your ass. And so
you pay attention to that third card in the Rummy line, even though it's 15 cards down. You're like, I can make all these play.
Exactly. And that's how I'm just like, anything that, like, the more thought process involved in the game, the more that I like it. And so, yeah, Rummy's a good game. I just have like bittersweet memories with it. But my issue is that, to be honest, it's not like, even like before it kind of just died out of my life, because also a lot of people don't really, like when I say, hey, okay, what cards you got, what games can you play? Rummy is not on everybody's list.
It's a dying game.
Exactly. And so it's kind of hard to find a bunch of people to play with, which is kind of sad because it's a really good game. But it makes it difficult when game night comes around, if that makes sense.
So I don't have any emotional attachment to this game. And honestly, I've always hated playing Rummy. Like, no lie, like my whole life. Let me tell you why. It's because, what's the rules sometimes? Because people change them all the time. And there's so many rules to remember and so much thinking to do. They'll be changing them up on you. So I feel like if you were like a Rummy league or you played it like every Friday night, Rummy might be the game for you. But just like you said, you can't just go around and be like, hey, you want to play Rummy? You want to play Rummy? It's just, it's not something that you can just like pick up on super, super quick. Especially, like I said, I feel like every time I play with somebody, you get halfway through the game and then the rules just seemed a little bit different than the last time I played it.
Not really attachment to Rummy, but my mom taught me literally ever since I got hustled one time for some games. My mom tried to teach me every single card game that possible. Actually, so Pity Pack was first. Pity Pack game was first. The first game I ever learned, a card game I ever learned. However, Rummy was the second game I ever learned. Even before War or Uno or countries like that, I learned how to play fucking Pity Pack and Rummy before anything. I learned how to play 2500 Rummy and the 500 Rum. Those two right there. I'm also kind of with Edgar as well. I'm not saying Rummy is a bad game. However, I'm also with Edgar and Kim as well. I'm not saying Rummy is a bad game. However, if we're at game night, we say we're playing cards. Literally, the last game somebody's going to say is Rummy. Again, Rummy is not a bad game at all. I'm not saying it's a bad game. I'm just saying that it's definitely not my go-to at all.
I have an honorable mention. My honorable mention is called Speed.
Oh,
If you are
yeah.
unfamiliar,
Oh,
Speed is the place where you are dealt 5 cards each. There are 2 single cards put down, one for one of either person. It's a 2-person game, and the remainder are on side decks for if you need an alternative. Your objective is to empty everything out as quickly as possible.
Oh,
So you start with your 5. If you could put it down, cool. The most you can keep in your hand is 5, and it continues to go. If you stall out, you both flip a card to refresh it, and you keep going. So these are not for slow people.
definitely not. However,
if you need time to think, if you if your hand movement is slow, you got arthritis, play another game. However,
keep that tiger bomb on deck.
However, this used to be the lunch hour game. Pull out the deck of cards, and you'd be at the lunch table like moving. Okay, and to watch other people play it is also just as fantastic because it looks ridiculous. Like everybody is just shuffling and moving and having a heart attack, and it's fantastic. So I love me some Speed.
so before you go on your pick, all right? I love Speed. Number one, she said if you're not fast, you slow, you all have arthritis. However, if you don't mind, if you mind your hand getting hit, like if you like a punk, listen, it gets rough. Speed
No,
rough.
You get rough because I don't ever hit people. It's either you made it or you didn't.
If you in my way, your hand's getting broken.
Well, that does happen. Sometimes you go like you both put your but it shouldn't be like a hard hit.
However, though, so me and CJ, we go to our friend Amanda's house at least once a month for a card night. For game night.
Amanda gets crazy.
So Amanda's cool.
She is into her games.
All right, so
I've heard you said this before.
Yeah. So, but one of the games is a variant of Speed. I forgot what it's called, but it's like Speed and Solitary, and it can more than one per person. I forgot what the fuck it's called, but it's like Speed and Solitary and something else mixed all together, and you need 3 decks. Whoever's playing need their own deck of cards, and you got to do it's
I
fucking
think
crazy.
I've heard of that. My actual choice, another game that was actually introduced to me by my best friend and her family, the other side of her family, actually in this case, Phase 10. Okay, Phase 10 is a great family night card game. One where there's enough competition that you feel it, but not so much that you may end up losing family or smacking someone or like losing money like Spades. Okay. It also has, like what I was mentioning earlier, a reason to be thinking ahead about how you're playing and how you're moving. If you've never played Phase 10, essentially your goal changes every round if you've accomplished the goal prior. There's 10 phases, and you go through all of them trying to complete the goal of that phase. First people to get to that, of course, are the winners. It is great. And yes, sometimes you can not put your stuff down in order to stop someone else from getting their shit. Yes, it is a possibility. And yes, I have done it and will do it. If I'm going down, I'm taking you with me. And so I absolutely love Phase 10. And on top of what I really love about Phase 10 is this is a card game that's mentioned that has rules that come in it and cannot be argued. We're not changing it. What it says in black and white is what it is.
We actually talked about this. Kenneth Johnson.
Yes.
Kenneth Johnson invented Phase 10. So shout out to Kenneth Johnson. All right. So yes, he invented Phase 10. The reason why, when I made the order for these, I put Bridge, then I put Spades because Spades is a variant of Bridge. I put Rummy, then put Phase 10 because Phase 10 is a variant of Rummy. Kenneth even said it. It's a variant of. It's called Liverpool Rummy. My only gripe about Phase 10, and I know people say that. I guess it's just my brain. The only gripe about Phase 10 is Uno.
Because of the colors?
Well, yeah, because I'm a little kid. Yes, because Uno. Listen, if I'm going to play a colorful card game, and you pick out Phase 10, shout out to Kenneth Johnson. However, you pick out Phase 10, I'm gonna be pissed off. I'm gonna pick Uno.
Like, I don't like these colors.
Give me Uno. All right,
How dare you bring out colored cards?
The cards are very similar.
It really is though.
Very similar.
Yes. All right. However, it's not a bad. It's not a bad game. It's just I'd rather play Uno.
Yeah. So this one I do have an emotional attachment to, but a bad one actually. This game reminds me of youth group, man. So like this was like a youth group game. I don't know, like if y'all were in youth group or whatever, but you have your youth group games, and there's good memories and bad memories with youth group. But for some reason, this one would remind me of bad ones, like because it was always at like some like lock-ins, like where you stay, like you go to some gym and like. It always sounded like a good idea, but about 2 a.m. you were like, yo, I want to get out of here. And they literally wouldn't let you out. So
lock-ins are a bad idea.
That's what Phase 10 means to me. I'm sorry.
Lock-in is a bad idea because
you're supposed to just go to sleep.
That's why the babies were created.
Yeah, that's how people have sex. Listen, I've been a couple lock-ins and I'm not gonna lie. That's when I got it in.
I mean, that's what happens during lock-in.
You think everybody sleeping in one sleeping bag is going like this?
Phase 10. My wife's favorite game.
I knew I liked her.
I can't fuck with it. What I will say though, Cam, is there is not just one set way to play Phase 10, and that's not just people at their own house creating their own rules. If you download the official Phase 10 game by Mattel on your iPhone, they have different variations that have different phases.
When you buy Phase 10, the card game,
you're right.
There's one set of rules.
You're right. But Phase 10 officially, like the Phase 10 game, has multiple variations of it. But the standard one that comes in the box, yes.
I'm talking about physical games.
No, but I cannot fuck with it. It's a fun game. It gets really heated, depending on who you're playing with. My wife sucks. I don't.
She said she loves it.
She loves it. But
just because you love something, that means you're good at it.
Exactly. I love football, but I suck sometimes. So with that being said, no, Cam, it's a great game.
All right. So before we do our rankings, I do want to shout out one more game. All the games. I'm surprised when I picked it was Cards Against Humanity.
Fun fact: I own every single version of Cards Against Humanity.
So I'm gonna be like, I'm gonna go with mine first and be that guy. Mm-hmm. So Back Alley Bridge 1, 2 Spades, 3 Phase 10, 4 Rummy.
Don't feel bad for going with yours first, but I'm not going with mine first. Phase 10 is number 1. Then I'm gonna go. I picked Rummy here, but because now that I know what my variation of Back Alley Bridge is, I'm actually gonna put Back Alley Bridge number 2 because of the fact that we play a variation of it. I'm gonna put Rummy third, and only because I haven't played Hood Spades the way Hood Spades is supposed to be Hood played. Hood Spades is 4.
So I'm gonna put Phase 10 number 1. I'm going to put Hood Spades number 2. I'm going to put Rummy number 3. And I'm going to put Back Alley number 4.
Hood Spades number 1. And then I'm actually going to go, I said Rummy's going to be number 2. And then Phase 10 is number 3. And just because I'm not 80, Back Alley will be number 4.